Yeah, I think this is gonna end up being like two different streams. That's probably gonna jack up my it's probably gonna jack up my dashboard. Well, let me here. Let me change the title of this. We'll make this part 1.5. Let me look here. Usually it'll just let me restart on the same, like, cuz I've had that happen before. Tech is weird. Um but uh it wouldn't let me. I labeled it. Yeah, I changed this one to 1.5 cuz I'm fairly certain. Yeah, so the it's going to end up being like two different videos apparently. Usually it'll just let me like tack on to the first one, but for whatever reason when I tried to reboot back up, it YouTube or OBS didn't have the option to just select the other stream. So like it legit like ended the stream on me and didn't reconnect. So I will have to put out um I'll have to put out a note about that, and I'll probably just end up putting this in its own playlist too. Which that reminds me, when I'm done today, I need to do that for the Kirby page just to make it easier to find. That actually might have been on OBS and not actually on YouTube. Aside from the not letting me use the existing like stream. Your playlists are all messed up. I need to go in and reorganize some of them at some point. Just it's like one of those things that I want to do, but also I don't want to do. Meal prepping is awesome, saves money and time, and it's less waste. I also got I got this thing called the Mason Genie, and so like sometimes I'll buy the pre-mixed like salads, and um then if I don't get to them, they just go bad. So this thing apparently it vacuum seals mason jars. Like you can't use it for like it doesn't make things shelf stable, like a canning bath would, but it sucks out all of the air and it keeps things like fresher longer. So I was thinking, if I buy the pre-mixed salads, or even if I just get this stuff and make my own, um, I can just do it in the mason jars in smaller portions and just keep um a couple in the fridge to grab to have with meals. Yeah, it's a little like vacuum sealer for cans, for like mason jars, and then you can reuse the tops with it. Because like a lot of the people that commented on using it, like they use it for like if you buy like oats for oatmeal or granola or stuff like that, instead of keeping it in the bag that it comes with. Oh, hold on. Oh, excuse me. And like keeping vegetables fresher longer, like in your fridge. So I figured, why not? And I made like a big big batch of homemade marinara sauce, and I froze it in cubes, because like if I buy the jar stuff, I never use the whole jar in a sitting, and then I end up with like half used jars of sauce in my fridge that don't end up getting used and go to waste. So I figured if I just make the sauce myself, or even if I buy uh if I buy a jar sauce, just putting it in the cubes and freezing it, the ads pop up in a separate window. They do? Huh. That must be a new thing, because it was not like that for me just a little while ago. It's no, that's not. That is not part of OBS. All OBS does is push my broadcast from my PC to whatever platform I'm streaming on. It's like I have two windows open? Huh. I wonder when they did that, because mine was still the old version. Maybe they just rolled that out and that's why my stuff froze. Although, no, that was OBS that froze. So, like, it keeps the stream going and you can see it, but I'm guessing you just can't hear me because of the ad. Huh. That's interesting. Because I know that was one of the things people complained about with live streams was Twitch does that. Twitch does that too. So like the ad will play sometimes in like an upper little window, and so you'll be able to see the live stream. You won't be able to hear it, but you'll still be able to see like the action going on. Hmm. I'll have to see if it does that for I'm guessing it's just for lives. I'm guessing like for regular videos, it still covers the whole screen. But that's pretty cool. I actually like how this looks so far. I think I might lighten up a couple areas with, let me try something here. Oh, I actually kind of like the way that peach color looks over top. Yeah, I kind of like, I might add a little peach in there just to give it some pop. But that is for the end. We've got a long way to go before we start thinking about colored pencil work. I've still got to figure out what I'm going to do with all of these. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's neat how many different like values you can get with just two pencils. She does have a lot of hair. And I think she's also kind of missing part of her body down here. Like there's no defining lines, so I'm trying to decide when I get to the skin whether or not I should do this portion here, if this is like her body here. I am not quite sure how I'm going to tackle that portion of it yet. Yeah, that was the Chromaflow melon color. No body at all, floating. She's a floating mermaid head. Yes, floating heads. Talking heads. Didn't they do hold on a second. Hold on. I know burning down the house and once in a lifetime. It's talking heads. Yeah, those are the two that I remember like off the top of my head. That was the jam. It gets used in uh like once in a lifetime gets used in like a lot of TV and movie type stuff. Do I do any collaging? I I used to do scrapbooking, and uh that sometimes can't even talk. Involves some collaging, but I haven't in years. I'm fairly certain I have undiagnosed ADHD, uh, and I get hyper fixated on things. And so I'll pick up a hobby and go like full tilt bat crap crazy with it, buy all of the things, and then a few months later, never touch it. Well, I can't say never touch it again, but then I'll put it away for an indefinite period of time, and then a couple years down the road, I'll pick it back up again. Which is why I'm grateful I stayed away from diamond painting. So I'm just like you. Apparently there is a thing called hold on. We were looking at this the other day. Um, impulsive impulsive hobby disorder. It is not like a formally like recognized like thing, but um it comes up and is often associated with ADHD. Like I've been this way since I was a kid, and it's like I'll pick something up and it could be a TV show, it could be like a hobby, or you know, really like anything, and I am like full tilt, just like hyper focused to the point where it sometimes consumes my life. A sign of being overly intelligent? Maybe. It sounds about right. Yeah. I have an office full of impulsive hobby disorder. Even my husband partner, um when we bought the freezer, he's like, cuz I got pretty like intense about it. Like I just He's like, it amazes me how you pick something up and how quickly you get like obsessed with it. And I was like, I that's just that's just the way my brain works, bro. I And then it's like when I start something, it's like I have to buy all of the things that that go with it. I can't just buy like a couple beads and some leather. I have to buy all of the beads and all of the leather, because God forbid I want to start a project and I don't have what I need. But then it's like by the time I acquire all of these, I have moved on to the next thing. Hey, Brittany, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Couponing and getting items on sale. Yeah, but at least like couponing and getting items on sale, like you're you're saving money. Me, I'm just buying stuff because oh my god, what if I need it? And I definitely like I'm not putting my family or whatnot like into the poorhouse over it, but it definitely is sometimes money that I don't need to spend. Definitely some like impulse shopping there, you know. Pam is in the chat. Oh, yeah, we've had that talk. I get it. No, it's all good. It's all good. You do what you need to do, my friend. I mean, even if she does try and prescribe you something else, you don't have to take it. You're not required to take any medication that you're not comfortable taking. Are you gonna try and color along, Pam? I need a recording day, but it just seems like every time I feel like I'm going to be able to set a recording day, just something always comes up. And I've had to table a few projects um while I work on stuff for so I'm stage managing a production in the fall. And so I have some work to do for that. I don't think you were here at the beginning of the stream when I talked about that. But yeah, I got picked up for some production work. Oh, you're doing the romantic country also? Make sure you tag me when you finish it. Tag me on Instagram so I can see your finished page. I mean, I would definitely get in with the specialist then. I just had a bunch of genetic testing done and found out I'm a poor absorber for a bunch of medications. What are you using in the romantic country book, Pam? Are you using the same are you using Neo 2s or are you doing something different? Crosscat. Ooh. That's not exactly something I want on my channel. I use supplies that I have and just look at. I'm trying to use more of what I have because I too have a whole bunch of supplies that are just sitting and looking at them. So I'm trying to do some different stuff, but I don't know. We've had this discussion about like the Chromaflows and whatnot, and the fact that I use those pretty heavily, and part of it is just because like they're on my desk, and I enjoy them, and I want to use supplies that I enjoy using. And that's not to say that I'm not gonna like mix it up at some point, but um I'm trying to focus more on techniques and things that can be done with like multiple supplies. So like what I'm doing on this page with the or with the Inktense can be done with the Neo 2s. It's going to look a little different because they're different, made up of different things, but you can still apply some of the same like techniques and get a similar look. I just like, so I think sometimes in terms of people's kind of view on tutorials, and some of this is like based on just, you know, chatting with people and comments I've responded to is um if you follow if someone follows a tutorial, they get in their head this kind of expectation that their end product is going to look exactly the same as the end product that belongs to the person that is making the tutorial, and that is absolutely like impossible. It's never going to look exactly the same. Like I could give 3 people one of my tutorials, the same 3 colored pencils, the same page, and they're all going to look different in the end. And so I think sometimes people get in their head that if their their project doesn't look exactly like that in the end, either they're not good or the tutorial is bad. And so I kind of want to shift people's thinking to looking at tutorials as a tool, to give them a starting point to their own creativity, I guess is the best way to put it. Hey, Sonia. Oh, Sonia's got a new name. We did some updating. Hi, hi. How are we? So, I'll post it over on the the other tab. Also, or on the community tab, just to let everybody know. But so we had a technical issue earlier, and OBS froze up on me, and I had to close it out, and it wouldn't let me come back to the same stream file like it has in the past. So this stream is actually is gonna end up being in like two pieces. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. On the uh on the page. So you'll notice that one part is labeled as part 1 and one part is labeled as 1.5, and I'm going to put them in a playlist too, so that they're easier to locate. But yeah, we had a a misfortune earlier. Getting around making the channel less ramshackle. I need to do some I need to commission my graphics guy at some point to make me like a legitimate banner. and maybe a couple more emotes. I will I will tell you this. The the banner situation on YouTube is cheeks. It's such a pain to get everything like centered correctly because they they crop it in like three different formats. So it'll show up differently on mobile, it'll show up differently when you're looking at it on YouTube, like on a computer browser, and it'll show up differently on a TV. So trying to get everything like in the sweet spot where it shows up on all three formats is a giant pain in the butt. Like they'll give you, when you go to the section to upload a new banner, it'll give you dimensions, and even if you follow those dimensions like for the file size, it's just it makes me want to fight a little bit, but yeah, I would definitely get on that. Tell Microsoft to give you your money back, or at least apply a credit to your next bill. Yeah, yeah. YouTube banner stuff is the worst. It's awful. It just makes me feel ragey sometimes trying to do it. And that's like trying to draw my own, design my own like on the iPad, and then using Canva, and like I just need to find a professional. I even bought a template, and it just was not happening. So I settled on what's on there now. But I would like to have the rest of my panels done, because we did the BRB like forever ago, and then I just didn't have, well, I mean, I don't have the finances right now to tackle that, but I would like all of my graphics to be cohesive. um since I haven't used that word today. But yeah, I have a guy that I trust to do my graphics. And plus, since he already has the files of like my mascot, cuz he drew her and he's super easy to work with. Thinking I'll just paint a huge swatch of French ultramarine and use that. That's, yeah. And then put like your channel name and like your social it's like little things on there and whatnot, but I just I try and, aside from my video intro screen, I try and stick to like red and black is like my theme colors, because I feel like that's the traditional like buffalo check flannel color. And also it's hard to see on here, but Paula's shirt is a buffalo check um like flannel shirt, so that's kind of what I've used as like my colors. Yeah, I would definitely contact Microsoft then and get them to fix that. Oops. I filled that in and I did not want to do that. That's okay. We'll fix that later. Wait, I really like annihilated this brush. Or brush. Yeah, she she took a beating on that last one. How long has that have I been using this brush? Um well, this is the one that I used on the double pager that we the Oz double pager. So that was really the first big project I've used it on. I've used it for a couple other little things, and I think I was trying it out on one of my illustration boards. Um, but yeah, it got no break after the double pager, and I'm using it for the other double page Oz page that I'm recording. Yeah, it's been getting quite a bit of use. It's actually become my one of my favorite detail brushes for the coloring books. I have another one. I just ordered a 6-pack. Apparently they have some new sizes of these that I don't remember seeing before. So I got this set, and it has two other uh round brushes in it, and then it also has it has a couple liner brushes in it, which is nice because you don't see liner brushes in the water brushes a whole lot. Yeah, I don't know how much the liner brushes will get used for like coloring purposes, but for other art and things like that, I could definitely see them having a place. Yeah, I've never seen a like a liner like water brush either. It's mostly just the round brushes and the flat brushes. I'm also trying to like spread this out, so we will probably stop here in a little bit. And then maybe next week we'll tackle her face. That'll be interesting. And I've only used 2 pencils. Okay. I think we'll do this section here. And then that should probably be pretty good for today. Yeah, so far just 2. And then there's a little bit of like a peachy color up here, but that's a Chromaflow because I was just messing around. So far, Shiraz and Pink Flamingo of the Inktense. And then a little bit of a blue up here, again, just because I was messing around, which I don't dislike the blue. I just might do it in colored pencil. And I'll go back and update the colors in the description as well after I create the playlist for this. Although I might have to wait and create the playlist once the videos actually finish uploading. But yeah, it's I had envisioned it being lighter because a couple of the reference photos I was looking at, um, I thought it was gonna be more. I was gonna go more with like a lighter pink, but then I just kind of grabbed these 2 colors and didn't bother to look at the swatch chart or anything like that to see what they actually looked like. And then I was a little scared because when they're in like just pencil form and not activated, they look like they shouldn't go together. But it gives it enough of a variation in the values that I'm not unhappy with it. Inktense still feel a bit like magic to me. They do. It's just it's I don't know, like when you first put them down, like just using them as a pencil, it's just kind of they feel different and they look different. And so it's kind of like, oh, gross. They just I personally don't think that they look as good just being used as a pencil, but then it's like once you activate them, it's like wow. So I gotta ponder like all of these little like jewels and things. How I'm gonna tackle that. Oh no. Well, I think I can kind of fix that once I actually do the face. It's like I'm having a hard time staying in the lines. Okay. I am pleased with how this looks so far. I think I will probably do the last little bit of the hair um off camera, and then we'll start on a different element for the next stream. I'm not sure if I'm going to do her face next. Um which I might, because I think whatever I end up doing with her skin tone is probably going to influence what color I do with the shells. And I'm thinking for the majority of this, I'm going to probably stick to like maybe a little bit of like some peachy colors, some oranges, some browns for this fan, and then use pops of color in some of the jewelries, and then we'll do a little bit of like a turquoisey color around the edge to kind of look like water. But I think that's where we're gonna stop to today, so that we can continue this next week. So if you weren't here for the technical mishap, there is going to be two videos for this stream. So you'll notice one title says 1 and one says 1.5 in the description. I'm not going to change the thumbnail, so it'll still say part 1 on there. They were both in the same day, but yeah, we had a little bit of a mishap, and it wouldn't let me come back to the stream in the same part. So I'll explain all that over on the other tab, and I'll make a playlist for this one. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. I appreciate it, and I will see y'all in the next one.